Jared, thanks for coming today, man. It's been fun shooting content, talking about like gear and your experiences. And for those people that like, if they're into guns, I shouldn't say guns, everybody's into guns, but if they're into using and employing firearms, you know, in a certain realm for specific applications, they should know who you are. If you don't, just Google his name. But tell everybody kind of how you got to this seat you're sitting in right now.
So, you know, again, I'm Jared Reston. I did 20 years law enforcement with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. I spent 17 spent 17 of those years on the SWAT team. We're a full-time team, a well-funded team, a very busy team. So I got into a lot of bad stuff. I was kind of a shit magnet too. So like, you know, things would happen to me, and kind of the main thing that I got, or where it started this, was back in 2008, I was working off-duty job at a Regency Square Mall down there in Jacksonville off Arlington Expressway. And me and my partner ended up chasing a shoplifter. Me and my partner got separated. I ended up catching the shoplifter, and, you know, shortly into our physical confrontation, he produced a Glock 21 45 caliber and shot me 7 times. First one hit me dead center of my jaw, kind of exited my neck. Then I took 3 to my body armor, 1 through my left thigh, 1 in my right buttock, and a graze of my right elbow. And then I was able to return fire and kill him. And that kind of started, that was a brief, and we'll get into some details on it, but that's like the brief synopsis of it, like how it kind of came into play. And then from that point on, I started really, you know, people would ask me to come out and speak on mindset, speak on my incident and things like that. And I was kind of living in my own little world with my team, that I thought every SWAT team or every department was trained the same as like we were. And I found that not to be true. So like, you know,
You don't say.
I started Reston Group Training to like kind of get out there and pass on my experience and what I've been through, and the training that I've gotten from being well funded and things like that, and tied in, and just how I put through. So I try to make a great training program for domestic law enforcement, for the citizen, like trying to, like, you know, stateside shootings and things like that. And that's kind of how I've ended up in this seat here, you know.
Well, that's incredible. For those that don't know, you know, we go back a little ways. I remember meeting you probably 2010.
Yep.
On the range with the SWAT team there in St. Augustine, during a PAT class.
Yeah.
You know, like all that kind of stuff. And I remember the story and the AAR, if you will, on the whole incident. And like, fuck, the biggest like moment, the easiest probably passable lesson learned, or something that could be conveyed like kind of at scale, was your incident was and still is like the fucking example of you didn't survive, you fucking won. And that's like, and I remember, and you know, that voice was by design, because I remember hearing about it from the guy teaching that class. You know, and that, you know, you've heard him speak many times, and that was like the end of it, was, you know, like, oh, I'm glad Jared survived that. And he's like, whoa, just so we're clear, like, he didn't fucking survive anything.
Surviving is just a byproduct of winning. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I want people to. I hate the term surviving. Like, to me, survival is like what you do if like you crash your car in the woods and drink your pee and eat berries and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, like a gunfight is a high stakes game. Games have to have a winner. So hopefully it's you. I mean, and what I try to instill in people is be as trained as you can be as deadly as you can. That doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but it does up your chances, right? You know, everybody has, you know, fighter's luck or whatever it is, and anybody who enters a fight can win. But again, when you invest in yourself and you try to become that best at that particular skill, if you end up losing, your friends and family know you did everything possible that you could come home. It wasn't because of that. It was either you met a bad mug or, you know, he got lucky. And it helps people afterlife. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just kind of like, man, he did everything he could. It sucked.
Yep.
We're going to have fun. We're going to honor him and know that Jared went out doing what he wanted to do. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And,
you know, my career was very different, but it sounds like our experiences dealing with that particular part of it are about the same. One of my best bros, mentors, he was a peer group ahead of me. So I worked for him for a long time, and probably one of my more prominent, like, big brother, you know, type dudes, also, you know, went down. And the AAR from that, or the everybody talking to each other, you know, at the funeral, was like, man, if this dude could have picked a way, that would have been it.
Yeah.
Because he absolutely showed everybody what it was supposed to be like.
Right.
You know, and that,
like
you said, that changes the mentality quite a bit.
It changes
in a
the
good
whole
way.
scene afterwards. It changes how, I mean, it's not always a mistake. There's always things that could be changed.
Absolutely.
But it's not always, you know, somebody's fault or a look for something. It's just sometimes luck has a part of it. Like, like that's what I try to tell people all the time. Like, you know, taking that through the jaw. I mean, it missed my jugular by millimeters. You know what I mean? Or it could have punched straight in the back and hit whatever it is. You know what I mean? But that luck happened. Mindset helps you take advantage of the luck that you're still there. But you now need the skill set to finish and to push yourself upon winning. You know, it's just not about having the mindset, because I could have just sat there and pulled triggers and made a lot of noise. But it's not doing anything towards winning. It's just, you know,
frenetic action.
So, you know, you got to start having
between hitting the spaz button and hoping for the best.
Right.
Versus applying what you know to be right with the mindset.
Yeah, and watching that gun happen and watching these things happen. Like, that's the difference, and that's what will push people into, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, I've heard a lot of debriefs and people talking, and I'm like, bro, you won by luck. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, you know what I mean? Your hit percentages were way down. You know, you weren't hitting what you were supposed to, and you won by luck. Or that person let you win.
Yeah.
Like, they gave up or whatever it is. And, like, that's just kind of one of those things you're just like, whatever. I mean, I feel I was blessed to have a good story, and it's helped a lot of people, and I enjoy that. Like, you know, I'm glad that this happened to me and not somebody else. Like,
fair, brother.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, shot placement, all the arguments we get into on the fucking interwebs about, you know, all this kind of shit. I actually have used your training targets in the shoot house here.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic because, you know, shot placement's key or whatever. Once you boil out all the bullshit, like, humans, especially humans like yourself, are fucking hard to kill. So you it's either there or it ain't. And, you know, we get in the shoot house sometimes like, oh yeah, I hit him right here and right here. Like, that would have done the job. And it's like, see that scar on his neck? Like, the last guy thought that too, and it didn't work out too well for him. You know, so it's kind of tongue in cheek, but obviously for you it's not.
Well, no, but it's, I mean, I shoot the same stuff, and, like, you know, dudes will shoot that target and there'll be a hit right there in the chin, like, and they're like, oh, you would have felt it. And I was like, I felt it. It didn't stop me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, so, like, I mean, that's why I always talk about just how important hit placement is and things like that. And, like, the human body is a pretty big target, but a kill zone on a human body is way smaller than you think it is, and you'd imagine. And humans are super unimpressed with bullets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, until you put them in, like, that's why I always teaching, like, the fastest way to stop a threat is kill them. You know what I mean? And you got to have good hits, because I don't care what drugs you're on. I don't care what mindset you're in or whatever you are. I don't care who you are. You need a heart to pump the blood,
you need
and you need a brain to work. So, like, if I can put that out and I can take that out of you, I take out all the contingencies of, you know, I had a good friend of mine, like, taught me early on in my career, you know, bad guys will continue to do what they were doing prior to you shooting them until you put their lights out or they give up. There is no, like, pain compliance. It's not that all that stuff. It's just they'll either decide to give it to you or you got to put their lights out. Yeah.
No, agreed, man. I with very similar pitch. You know, everybody kind of says the same thing. They just say it differently.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man, the only physiologically guaranteed way to get somebody to stop doing what they're doing is to kill them. But here's the rub. You know, there's only one physiologically guaranteed way to kill them, and that's exactly what he said. Like, you perforate the heart or you perforate the brain. You know, not around it, you know, but anyway, interesting discussions to have, and absolutely effective. You know, we have so much good data on that topic that, you know, continually people just kind of blow off like, oh no, I shot him in the chin, like we're good. It's like, nope, we still have to train for what we can fucking guarantee. And it's like, I put one in the soft spot, the results are guaranteed. You know, put one a little low, results ain't guaranteed.
I just laugh because like one of my really, really good friends, he was shot in the chin, shot his guy, you know, and won. And now I knew him, but now he's a friend. He was shot in his chin, ended up killing the guy. Like people think that it's like just because you take it, it's
the head.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's not. And this is people I know, not just in the across the country. I'm talking about on my department, in my like inner circle, like, and I'm like, bro, it's not that difficult to fight through a low shot. You know. And that's another reason why I'm like, hey, don't aim for the head unless you need to.
There's all sort of roads we could go down with that one. But no, mine's, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. And I think it was Jeff Cooper, and I still parrot it. You know, it's not mine, but I think he was right, where it's like, if you want to win a gunfight, step one is mindset. You know, it's like that has to be present, in place, and ready to employ at your time of need. And number two is manipulations. Like if can't get the gun out, oriented, feed, fixed, you know, whatever. And then after that is like absolutely the marksmanship part. You got to put it where it needs to go. I like that. We can shoot holes all around through, you know, put them in different order, whatever. But those three things are just the goal is to get all those three things in place where they need to be for employment, and that's what Reston Training Group is for, right? Yeah,
hell yeah. We'll get you the hard skills, so then you can just like free up some bandwidth, because like literally shooting people is just fixing problems. I don't want you worried about the draw or worried about running that gun or worried about the trigger. I want you worried about the problem, and then this stuff's just going to come running in that background. It's just it's running in the background, so you're not so worried about, oh my God, I can't get my gun out of my holster type deal. Like it's just
That's amazing, man. So how many, you got a website to go to if people want to you do much open enrollment stuff?
Oh yeah, I do a lot of open enrollment. Okay. So pretty much all my firearms classes are open enrollment unless like contracted in, but like then we do some CQB. We even do CQB for some civilians and things like that. It's restongrouptraining.com.
All right.
So and then on all social medias, you know, you can find us at Reston Group, Reston_group for Instagram. I've been shadow banned. You're gonna have to, you got a hard search for me.
Yeah, I don't think collectively like we all know what to do about that problem. But something will break. I don't know what it is, but we'll still find a way to communicate with each other. And people that need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, for sure.
But hey, really appreciate you coming in, bro. This was fun. Thanks for doing what you do, and thanks for doing what you did. You know? And I'm just excited to see more of that. I know you're working with Ridgeline too.
Oh yeah. So working with Ridgeline Defense, we're doing great training up there. You know, the best training you'll get is come up to Dalton, and the range facility is
primo.
Everything you need. It is the Disney World, you know, of the shooting realm. And you know, we're also on the manufacturing side coming out with precision guns and the blasters. So
that's fantastic, man. Alex has been up my ass for like 2 years now to get up there. I've never been. It's completely my fault, because you know the Ridgeline team is always the first. Like, you need to come up here and do some amazing stuff. And I'm absolutely in the wrong.
Well, that's the thing is it kind of people think when at Ridgeline, because you know it started more snipery.
Yeah. Yep.
But now, I mean, it's
full
so
spectrum.
far. I mean, it's full spectrum. Like, I mean, we have breaching, we have CQB, you know, sniper stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything you want to do, it's there, and they offer it. We offer it. So
fantastic, man. Well, thanks for coming by today. This has been fun. I'll see you at, you know, all the usual suspect network is what I call it, all the events and shows and training things, and just fucking A, brother.
All right.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
brother.
Jared.
All right.